Today I want to sidestep music production and sound design and talk about something creative adjacent. I want to talk about how this is the year to be embarrassing, this is the year to be cringe, this is the year to commit to your cringe. Subscribe. In this video I want to give you an overview about my journey with cringe, how I feel I connect to my cringe, and ways that I'm helping myself push past it, and some tips that might help you feel like you can push past it too. Because once we get past the cringe, success is on the other side, my friends. Let's kick it off and say that I am the sort of person that always, as long as I can remember, has cared far more than I should do about what other people think of me. For me, it is more than caring what other people think of me. I realised only like last week, which was a genuine revelation to me, that I care about how other people experience me. It all kicked off with one comment I had on my channel back in October, and somebody said they really love watching my content and it gives them the confidence to showcase themselves before their audience too. Genuinely, initially, when I read that, I was like, are you saying that because I'm so embarrassing, it can't get more embarrassing than this, so therefore I can do it? I initially took the offence and I was like, hang on a minute, stop, slow down. It was my own ego that got in the way. So after that comment, I then posted on my Instagram story with a screenshot of it saying, just out of interest, who's ever felt like what they do is cringe to people? And 93% of people said yes. And what was particularly interesting about this was that pretty much everyone out of that 93% of people who responded yes, I thought they were all individually cool people. Make it make sense. Why do all the coolest people I know feel embarrassed? And it is because they are owning their cringeness and they have the courage to commit to cringe and push past it. I was in Bordeaux making my faceplant content bank. If you haven't seen the vlog, I'll link it above in the eye. And I kind of spoke about, waffled about how I felt speaking to camera was cringe. Kilo Hearts commented on that with a spin on it that I hadn't really thought about until that point. The thing you said about someone somewhere will always think what you're doing is cringe really resonated with me. That's so true. But they're not necessarily objectively correct. And there's so much else to consider. Like, for example, how we ourselves feel about the work we're doing. If we think with honesty and an appropriate degree of self-awareness that what we're doing is cool and fun, that's a pretty substantial reason to keep doing it and building on it. Firstly, what a bunch of legends to watch the video and also comment with something so sincere and engaged. I found that comment was really insightful because it made me think, I love YouTube as a platform. I love planning the content, recording the content, I love being on camera, I love talking, I love editing the content, I love scheduling it, I love every single bit of this. And for me, that overrides the cringeness that I feel when it comes to thinking about how, oh, but I've only got X amount of subscribers compared to that person or whatever. Who cares? What I realised is that feeling embarrassment leaves no room for authenticity. No room at all. But the problem with dealing with cringe is that it takes perseverance to push through it. It's well documented that the key to success is consistency. Showing up really regularly, a little bit every day, little and often, and practicing whatever skill you want to master. Me coming here every single week to upload a video, whatever it might be. Success does take consistency and it builds over time, but consistent cringe takes courage and it also takes a long time to ease. You really have to break through the mental barrier of thinking everybody is looking at me all the time, because the truth is, and here's another lesson that I've learned recently, they're not. They're thinking about it themselves. They are thinking about how everyone's looking at them, and even though they may not be showing it on the outside, they absolutely are. And there are some people as well, some might say they have a gift, some might say they're just ignorant, who walk around and don't feel like that because they truly don't care. I used to feel quite annoyed and disappointed that I wasn't that sort of person. It was a real source of frustration for me until I realised actually my sensitivity is my pathway to creation. That is why I'm so creative. It's because I'm sensitive. And that's brilliant because my creativity is one of the best things about me. The permanence of the internet really doesn't help dealing with the cringe. I personally really felt this myself recently when I saw one of my videos had been shared by some reasonable percentage on Facebook Messenger. I don't have Facebook. So when I saw that, I thought somebody has seen my video, they thought it was funny, so they copied the link into a chat with one of their friends and they said, lol, look at this, isn't this really stupid? Isn't she stupid? Isn't what she is saying stupid? And I thought, okay, take a step back, take a breath, let's reframe. They could actually think, oh, this video is really useful, you should check it out. But the problem is that when we're sensitive to the cringe like I am, my first thought was disaster, crisis, pull it all off the internet, let's do something else, this is clearly not for me, okay, bye. Because generally when things are going to be shared on social media, even not between others that you don't know, but just you posting something, people are judging you all the time. And often people that you don't even know and you might never even meet in your whole life. Perhaps you're concerned that your videos, your songs, whatever it might be, are being shared around your colleagues, shared around your old school classmates, whatever. It's not a comfort feeling. I think the old saying was feel the fear and do it anyway, but I think now, in 2023, the saying should be feel the cringe and do it anyway. There are a couple of different routes that I take to dealing with this. Number one, when I have that kind of first response, crisis, disaster, these people are laughing at me, everybody thinks I'm weird. When I have those moments, I segment that thought as a different kind of character in my brain, and I give that character a name. It sounds crazy if you've not heard about this before. It kind of plays on a psychology thing called internal family systems, which is fascinating. It's the idea that you have an inner child, you have an inner teenager, you have an inner whatever, and each of those family members has a different archetype that plays out in your behaviour or in your thoughts. So I kind of use that and I give that person a name, and I think, oh, that's not me, that's just between you and I, mine is called Hilda. Sorry for all the Hildas out there. I don't actually know any Hildas personally, so I just picked that. So when I saw that Facebook Messenger stat, I thought, oh no, everybody's laughing at me. I can imagine exactly who it was. I know they've sent it to that person. I know they're going to be saying something mean about me. I know they're going to be laughing. I thought, Hilda, shut up. Once I had separated that from me, that helped so much. Point number two, learn to rephrase cringe as an exciting feeling. But basically every time I recognise that kind of like sick feeling of like, oh, I am being stared at and I don't like it, I'm just gonna go, oh, isn't this fabulous? Everyone's looking at me. The next one I want to mention is just finding comfort in the journey. What's the problem with showing growth? You know, there are videos on my channel that I think they sound terrible, they look terrible, I'm not particularly confident, or like my speech isn't free flowing, like it's just it's just not a vibe. I want to keep them on there because I can look back at them and be like, oh my gosh, my content is so much better now. I want to see that, and I also think it's important too. Like if I was starting my channel and I was looking at this channel, I don't really know why I would do that, but just in case, I would want to see some sort of progression, and I'd want to see, oh well, they started there and that was rubbish, and if she can do it then so can I, and that's what I think we should be doing for each other all the time anyway. Next point is read some of Brené Brown's work. Her books are so well written and easy to digest. I started with this one. I'm going to round out this video with a quote that I really liked that I saw going around on Instagram, and then I'm going to put in 2 videos, and then right at the end I'm going to add a little astrological reason why you need to be cringe right now. Even if you don't want to do it for the whole year, just do it for this month. I'm going to put it in right at the end because if you don't care you won't watch it, and that's fine. I don't expect everybody to care about astrology as much as I do. She's so cringe. Is she, or is she fun? Free? Just enjoying things? Like a cold shower on a hot day, the first sip of a crisp Sprite. Refreshing. Did you actually mean, why can't I care less about what strangers think of me? I wish I could trade some shame for sincerity. That loud laugh, that posting of her passions, that wearing silly hats because they bring joy. How lovely it is to make other people cringe.
2023 is the year of being cringe and the year of being a big loser, and I'm going to tell you why, because this changed my entire life in 2022. My biggest fear in life is that people from my high school and university, from my old jobs, would send my TikToks to each other, would never go to the gym because I didn't want to feel like a big loser going to all the machines, like not knowing what I'm doing. I always feel like I would try to talk a certain way to not sound so basic and like a valley girl. I saw the comments from my last TikTok. But one day in 2022, I decided I am a cringy, annoying loser. And honestly, that changed my entire life. You take the power away from people from calling you cringe, because cringe is in the eye of the beholder. For example, I see girls from my high school making TikToks. I do not think it's cringe because I know what it feels like to post and have fun and like make a business out of this whole thing. I'm like excited for them. People's opinion of you have 100% to do with them. And there are so many people in life that you don't even like that you are trying to please. But if you don't like them and you don't like their opinions, why do you want them to like you? Go to the gym and look like a loser and not know what you're doing. Make TikToks, post on Instagram, and make the YouTube channel. Start doing literally what everyone to do and be cringy doing it. We need to stop waiting for the moment that we feel so confident and so cool and so like collected doing things, because we need to do things and feel like a loser doing them. Because eventually you won't care. You won't feel like a loser. You will feel confident. You will do all those things, but you have to do things scared. So here's to being a big cringy loser and a basic valley girl in 2023.
If you stuck around for this bit, then we're officially besties. So the reason why this month is like, if you don't want to be cringe later on in the year, like that's chill, but do it now, because for the majority of February we are in Aquarius season. Aquarius is ruled by the planet of Uranus, depending on where you're from, and the spiritual archetype of this planet is that it is the planet of unpredictability. Anything can happen and probably will. It's just like quick surprise changes. Its lack of predictability makes Aquarius a really free-spirited sign. And the combination of it being an air sign and ruled by Uranus and a bunch of other things essentially means that Aquarius archetypally are creative, free-spirited, and emotionally distant. That's not a read, it's just true. If you don't want to be cringe for the rest of the year, try it now. If you have any tips on how to be more cringe this year and how to deal with it, how to push past it with courage, then do put them in the comments below. I hope you've enjoyed this video and I hope it's given you some food for thought. It's in motion now. I feel like I've come too far now to stop being cringe. So, and let me tell you as well, the more I do it, the less cringe I actually feel. So keep it up. I believe in you. Subscribe to this channel. And I'll see you next week.